Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Art Night. Now, hopefully, all of the captions are up and running. It does appear so on my end. So we're just going to go right with that the captions are working, that everything's good, that we're having a absolutely wonderful time. Welcome to your Saturday night. This is Art Night. And let's be fair. What's what's a Saturday without some nighttime? Now, first off, I'm going to acknowledge I am not wearing armor tonight, but it is far too hot for me to get all my steel on tonight. And that is just the way it is. We're going to have to roll with it. We're going to have to go with it, but it's going to be A-okay. And that's just the way it is. Now, a couple of quick things. First, visual descriptor. I have long brown hair, glasses, pink shirt, this wonderful red lipstick, silver bracelet. We are here in my studio and library space. I have the canvas up because we're going to be doing some painting. And I currently have 3 different views, so you're going to be able to see everything from different directions, but I'm also going to be able to look right at all of you, so that's just going to be a whole lot of fun. Other than that, yeah, there are captions, so you should be able to turn those on. I can see them working on my end, so hopefully they are working on yours should you need them. Have myself a little water here. We have to stay hydrated when we're doing art. And if this is your first art night, well, we're in a great space. Welcome to a wonderful time that we're going to have together. On art night, what I do is I go ahead, I get a blank canvas, and we are going to make an abstract painting here, live, beginning to end. That's usually the way I like to do it. So we're going to start a piece, and we're just going to keep going until it is complete. And art night lasts usually about an hour and a half. So, but welcome. How are you doing today? I hope that everyone is well. I hope that you're having a wonderful weekend. Another little sip of water there. Very necessary. Now, it looks like all these streams are up and running, which is also something that we really need. Just popping around here, making sure everything is up. We look awesome. We look good. This is great. And just going to remind everyone, no matter where you're joining from, there is going to be a link somewhere nearby so you can actually visit my website and digital gallery where you can get original artworks, art prints. There's a page where you can click in there and sign up for one of my art workshops. So that is available. A lot of these pieces, not long after they show up here, end up showing up other places online. So keep your eyes open. And a lot of them end up eventually going to the website. But we are going to get going here in just a moment. So giving everyone a chance to catch up, to join us, to be part of the fun as we start a wonderful art night. Now, abstract art doesn't have all of the constraints and all of the various rules that other forms of art have. Abstract art has so many different takes, so many different varieties, And if you're interested in learning more about abstract art, I highly recommend signing up to one of my workshops where we get into it and you get to make a piece of your own, and it's all a whole lot of fun, very interactive, and a great time. Now, make sure all of that is good. All right. So, generally, what I do during an art night is I will choose a color, and then I actually put a base layer of paint on my canvas right from the get-go, and we're going to end up painting on top of that. Now, sometimes I choose that at random, sometimes I have something in mind that I would like to use. We're just going to have some fun here. And today I'm actually going to be creating a base layer with a purple iris paint. So this is a purple iris. That is a 21486E. That's the actual code on the bottle. 21486E purple iris. And that's what we're going to be using today for our base. Once we have that out, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to get a 1.5 inch flat brush, and I'm just going to start putting that paint all over here. If you're joining us, no matter where you're joining us from, go ahead, say hello in the comments. As I just begin to get this purple iris right here on our canvas, and we are using today a 12 inch by 16 inch canvas board. Now for these base layers, I don't completely coat everything in paint. What I do is I give us a bit of a surface, something to work from. And I generally like to use straight strokes in a left-right, right-left pattern, trying to make sure that everything is on a similar plane. That's what I want. I want everything on the same plane, more or less. Putting this purple iris today on a little thick in the center, a little thin at the edges. That's the way to go, though. You want to have a little bit of variance and a lot of fun. And this is abstract art, so we're not trying to go for a particular end result. Definitely not looking for any specific end result at all. In fact, what we're primarily looking to do is express ourselves in some way. We want to express some feeling, some mood, some thought pattern. Really get into our art and really just enjoy creating some art. I'm going to add a little more paint to this edge here. Just add a little paint. Add a little paint. Depending on where you're joining from, welcome from wherever you are. And also, please feel free to say hello. Start a little conversation in the chat. Ask questions. Whatever you'd like. Whatever makes your art night a better night. I'm going to make sure that I get plenty of paint on that bottom edge and then this top edge here. I'm actually going to go ahead and just spread that out. And a little bit more. I'm actually going to go ahead and just add some more paint. Add some more paint. This time just in direct brush strokes in. Just add some more base. Add some more base. And anytime I go ahead and use a stroke that doesn't match with everything else, I'm going to go ahead right afterwards and mix that up immediately by going back and forth in the direction I've already been using my brush in. So what I'm going to do today, before we continue painting, is I'm going to do something a little bit different. Normally I use these left to right strokes, very much a straight back and forth, but today I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to change that up. I'm going to put these quick diagonal strokes in and then see if we can't get a slightly different pattern on our base layer to begin with. There we go. There's just something a little bit different to start. Go ahead and get that brush right out of the way. But here we are. We're already into it. We're already moving, and we're already having a really great time. Really great time. All right. Now that we've done that, I'm actually already considering adding paint on top of what I've just put there. I'm not going to wait for anything to dry. I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to get a different brush, and I'm going to start applying paint right on top of what I've already applied. And in this case, I'm going to be using this number 12 flat brush. So number 12, I'll try to hold it up in front of each of the cameras, give everyone a chance to see it. Alright. Number 12. Number 12. Number 12. Just try to hold it up everywhere. Make sure you can see it. That's a number 12 brush. We're going to be using that. We're going to add paint right over top of the paint that we already just added. I put paint on top of this already. And since I just put that wonderful purple iris on, I'm actually going to go ahead and before our paint really has a time to settle in, get comfortable, I'm going to take this Jack-O-Lantern orange. That's a 21472E. 21472E. This is a Jack-O-Lantern orange. And I'm going to put that right in my palette, and I'm going to start painting that over top of this purple iris. I'm not going to bother to use a different area. I'm just going to put that paint right on top of that purple that I was just using. But I'm going to do it with this number 12 brush here. And yeah, I'm just going to start right at the top. Using a similar brush stroke as to when I started. Now, one of the fun parts about that is that means it's going to be going against the grain of the way I pushed the paint that I added, or the last paint strokes that I put on. But we're going ahead right now, and we're already making a really interesting base. Oh, a train's going by. So there we go, we're getting that orange right over top of this purple. Really just enjoying our freedom to do whatever we want. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just keep going here until we get down further. I'm going to go ahead though and really make sure that I'm getting plenty of this orange on top of the purple. Again, kind of like when I started, I'm not bothering to make these even layers. for even strokes. In fact, sometimes there's more paint, sometimes there's less. I am going to get right down there on the base, kind of make sure I'm pushing it right onto the bottom. And then we're going to go back up. Just go right on back up. I'm going to go back and I'm going to really smooth it out. Smooth it out. Top to bottom, smooth it out. I think that's good enough. There's our base right now. Hope you're liking how this is starting. Hi over there on Twitch. Glad to see you here. We've gotten our base layer started, and it's this wonderful purple iris and jack-o'-lantern orange, which are mixed together, and that's our base layer. Exactly. Happy painting, and thank you so much, and happy Saturday to you here for our Saturday night. And if you're just joining us, tonight is art night. So we're going to be doing some painting. We're going to have a lot of fun. I know I'm not wearing armor tonight, but it is actually far too hot to put any steel on tonight. Far too hot. So we'll see what we can do about that coming up. But now that I have this wonderful orange and purple base layer, this whole canvas is just covered in color, absolutely covered in color, and fortunately you have a few different viewpoints that you can see it from. Let me just move my head back for a minute. A few different viewpoints you can see it from. It's very wet still, very tacky. There's so many other fun things that we can do from here, but I'm going to be having a little bit of fun, going to be doing some experimenting. But otherwise, this is a pretty standard art night where we can just go ahead, we can jump on, and we can create these beautiful artworks together. Absolutely beautiful artworks together. At any point in time, if you would like to suggest a color of some sort to be added to this piece, feel free. Feel free. You know, as it is, we've only just begun. And since we've just begun, there's still so much to explore and so much to do. And since this is an abstract painting, you know, there's no one way that we're going to get this painting done. There's so many choices, so many options. So many options. So I already have a few ideas for the next paint I'm going to grab, but I'm also going to leave things open so that if anyone out there wants to make a suggestion, you know, feel free. Trying to adjust this slightly, it was too far forward. Now my fingers are covered in paint. That's okay, it happens. It happens. That's part of the fun. I'm just going to leave some of that right there. Fortunately, I usually have something nearby where I can get some of the paint off my fingers. Because paint on your fingers is part of the fun. Part of the fun. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get another color, and we're going to add something more to this, because I really want like the most wonderful, vibrant base we can have. Just a whole lot of fun here. So I'm actually, since we already have the purple and the orange there, I'm going to add some of this bright yellow, which is a 20513E. 20513E, that's the color code for this one, and it is a bright yellow. Bright yellow. so we have a chance. So bright yellow. And I'm going to actually paint that bright yellow all over this wonderful orange and purple that's already on here. And then we'll be set to begin. Set to begin. And let's see. I'm going to use a number 8 flat brush to add this yellow on. And we're going to be really fast with the yellow. I'm just going to go right along, right down, left to right to left strokes from top to bottom. And I'm not going to be even, and I'm not going to be smooth. I'm just going to do this quick. Because I want something vibrant, but I also want that random happenstance, you know? Really allow us to find out what this might end up. Feel free to, let us know, where you're joining from, how you're doing, if you're doing any art right now, or what you're up to, or how your weekend's going. So glad for everyone joining me. As you can see, we're going really fast on this one. Not as much time to really sit on the paint as we did last time, and not doing the same kind of strokes. Yes, we're still going right to left, left to right with these straight strokes, and then I'm just going to go back up and I'm going to do it again. But I'm not going to add more paint, I'm just going to spread it out like that. Alright, there we go. Look at this. Already a whole lot of fun. This is an interesting base layer already. At this point in time, feel free, if you have any thoughts or whatnot on colors that you think should be added, go for it. Go ahead, throw them right out in the chat. I really love when we can get interactive here. Kind of play with ideas, play with concepts. I hope that this purple base with the jack-o'-lantern orange and then the bright yellow over top of it is making, I don't know, just something fun. Just something really fun to see. We're going to see where it directs us and how it moves us. And I don't know. Well, these are strong colors all mixed together. It's a very interesting start, isn't it? Very interesting start. So, but the good thing is we have time. We already have so much that at this point in time, everything we do from here, it's just going to be more fun, more interest, more to look at. I like doing things that are sometimes unexpected, You don't exactly see what's going to happen. I don't even see what's going to happen. We're going to find out together. All right. You know what? That's a wonderful point. Curious what I'll do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to follow my instincts here, and I'm going to keep pressing forward. Hope that sounds good. I'm having fun. I'm already having fun. I love painting. I like that feeling of creating. Banana peel feel. I like that. Banana peel feel. Banana peel feel. Oh my goodness. What can I do with a banana peel feel? We're all going to find out together. Alright. This is actually the next color I want to use. So I'm actually going to be grabbing the Unexpected Pewter Gray. That's a 20580E. 20580E Pewter Gray. And this is from Apple Barrel. I really like these paints. They are inexpensive, they are easy to use, and they have great flow. Since I do a lot of abstract painting, I use a lot of, I guess what could be considered budget options for paint. But I love the way they apply, I like the way they look. I enjoy the great range of colors, and they mix so very well, and they dry very well. So there's just a lot of benefits to them. Most of them are opaque, not many transparents, but they have a really good flow to them, and they work very well for this abstract art. So if you'd like to get into abstract art and you're looking for paint that fits into a wide number of different kinds of budgets, Apple Barrel is a great way to go. Alright. So now that I have this pewter gray, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to get a 1-inch flat brush. So this is a 1-inch flat brush. I know I've been using a lot of flat brushes so far, but what we're going to do is we're going to do something slightly different here with this flat brush, this 1-inch, and I'm going to get some of this pewter gray, and we're going to play on our surface. Just going to play. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come down to the lower third here. So the lower third of the canvas, I'm starting on what would be the right-hand side, and I'm just going to begin making swift little angles right here. I'm just going to branch them over themselves. This pewter gray. Have that started there. Now it's not going to be super dark. In fact, it's going to be pretty light, all things considered. Now I'm going to go to the other side and branch those down. Now because our paint is still wet, we're actually going to get a mix between the pewter gray and the other colors. And again, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and then make some hard lines. Hard swipes, thicker paint at the bottom edge here. Now that I've done that, so we already have something interesting happening here, but I'm going to grab a little bit of that yellow that I've already used, and I'm going to get that right on top of the gray. Again, these kind of diagonal swipey lines, get that on there. Get some more of the gray. A little back and forth here. A little back and forth. And what's actually happening is it's kind of making just a whole new color, right, with the wet living paint. Get there. Yeah. All right. So now we have something happening. Don't know quite what it is just yet. Don't know quite just what it is yet. But we have something occurring there. We have something new. This could be so many different things already. So many different possibilities of what's in front of us. I like that about this kind of work, finding out what we'll end up with. Now I already want to grab a different color and start doing something else. The question is, what color will we use? What color will we use? We have this foreground in the bottom third. What it is, not sure yet. We have this wonderful background and base. We don't know what it is yet. We don't know. We have so many options for what this could be. So many options. But again, of course, if at any point in time an idea comes to your mind as to what we can do next for a color, put it out there and we'll continue to build. We'll continue to build. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep getting colors and we're going to keep playing and keep exploring and finding what there is to be seen within the paint. And that's just so much fun to be able to do. Find what we can find within the paint. But I'm already really happy with what's occurring. So interesting. So much it could be. All right. We've had a little bit of a moment there to think. And I kind of have an idea. I have an idea, but I have a few different ideas. So, let's see how each one of these things looks. I have this wonderful deep violet ink, and it's a Liquitex ink, this deep violet. Now this is a translucent, and it's from Liquitex. It's marvelous, but it's very thin. But it's also a translucent, so we're going to be able to see through it as it sets. And I kind of would like to see how this is going to look if we add it here right now. Just add it on. So that is a Liquitex ink. And this is an acrylic ink. These ones are not quite as budget friendly, but these deep violet inks, well actually all the Liquitex inks, they're just wonderful. They're great for so many different things, and I can't recommend enough Liquitex inks. Alright, so which brush do I want to use? I don't know, I kind of want to use another 1-inch flat brush and then see if I can't just do some more play with this. Play with it and see what it looks like. So we're going to get this deep violet, this 1-inch brush, but I'm going to use kind of straight, thin strokes here. Now that that's on, I'm going to actually grab and then use the thicker side of the brush to spread it out more. And then the edge, again, cut downward. Now that I have that on there, I kind of want to take a palette knife to this, but I'm not going to. Actually, I'm going to take a sponge brush really quick. So I just have a thick sponge brush, and I think I'm going to use this really quick. Thick little sponge brush. And I'm going to get just a little bit of water on it. In this case, I'm going to squeeze it. A little bit of water, give it a squeeze. I just want this damp. And then I'm going to go ahead and just smudge it. Just smudge it out. Just smudge it out like that. Now this is going to keep this ink from running, but it's also going to really kind of get the sharpness out of the edges, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the sharpness out of those edges. With the sharpness gone, I'm actually thinking I'm going to take this number 2 flat brush really quick, and I'm going to take some of that yellow and I'm going to put it back in here, because we lost some of that yellow. I'm going to put some of that yellow right back. Just layer it in. Again, very fast, long strokes, back and forth, back and forth. Maybe even more of it right here, right towards the center. Maybe make it really heavy right there towards the center. Got something happening here. There's something happening here. Sorry, just song popped into my head when I said that, so. Alright, now we got all sorts of things going on here. All sorts of things going on. But we're getting a lot more richness and a lot more visual interest, right? We have such a strong start here. Such a strong start. But where do we go from here? Where, oh, where do we go from here, huh? What do you think? I know I'm enjoying this tremendously. And I hope that you're enjoying it too. On Art Night, we really get into it. We really dive into paint and dive into creativity, the creation process, and the freedom and free flow. And there is a lot of free flow. Something I really enjoy about artwork is the chance to just see where you end up. Find what happens. Find what fits. And if you are just joining us, I am going to again be sharing a link to my website and digital gallery, where you can not only get my original artworks, but you can get my art prints. There's a page where you can sign up to my art workshops, and of course at the there's a few pages with links and whatnot, but there's so much going on, and it would mean the world to me if you would share that link. You go visit the site. Maybe there's some particular piece that speaks to you, and if there is, do consider getting one. Mean the world to me. There might be a particular piece that speaks to you and speaks to your interests, something that catches your mind, catches your eye, really pulls your focus. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to move on. I want to get a different color and I want to keep going. Because this is just, it's interesting. We're finding what's here, right? We're finding what's here, we're seeing what works, and we're seeing where we end up. So what do you think? What do you think the next color should be? Or should we let it pick itself? Because I can pick a random color and we can see what happens. Or take a suggestion. I guess either way I'm taking a suggestion. I can either get a random color or someone can tell me a random color and we can go from there. Look at how fun that is. That's a whole lot of fun just to think about, because either way, it's coming from all of you. It is interesting, isn't it? Like, see just what's going to occur. Blue. I like it. We're going to go with blue. I think under the circumstances, a cerulean blue. Oh, black. We're going to use both. We're going to use blue and black. How about that? Now, I have a particular... Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to use this one. I thought about it for a second, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use a cerulean blue. And this is going to be another Liquitex ink. So we're going to be using this. But I am going to use black too, because I just like that as a suggestion. So we're going to use both, and we're going to use them in the order of suggestion. So this is cerulean blue. It is a Liquitex ink. This one is an opaque, I believe. Let's see. Yes, this is an opaque cerulean blue from Liquitex. And we're going to be using that. And then after that, we're going to use black, because I just like that suggestion. Now the question is, let's see, where are we going to put this wonderful blue? I have some ideas. What brush will I use? I actually would really like to use this number 15 filbert brush for the cerulean blue. So this is a number 15 filbert brush. A filbert brush is, of course, a flat brush, but it has a rounded off tip. So the edges are rounded off, and it has this wonderful shape, kind of like a fingernail, slightly like a fingernail. And this is a number 15. So we're going to take this cerulean blue. I'm just going to get a little bit, just a little, and then I'm actually going to dab along. And I started about the center of a third of the way up, and I'm just going to go ahead, dab. Come off on the side here. Let's create a horizon line right about there. But I'm going to use these little kind of circular motions and dabs. So circular motions and dabs. And we're going to come in from these sides right here. And I'm just going to go ahead, and we're going to dry brush, but we're going to smudge down. Dry brush and smudge down. Get a little bit of water on my brush here. Just a little bit of water. I'm going to remove some of that water. But what I want is a little bit of water, because I would like to actually add some dilution to this. I'm not going to worry too much about how this comes out, but I'm going to do that right there. And then just kind of zigzag the tip of the brush here. Now that I've done that, though, what I'm going to do really quick, just because I want to keep a certain element here. So I'm going to take the same brush with a little bit more of that yellow, and then I'm going to just spread that right in the middle. Just like I had done before, I'm going to spread some of that right in the middle. And get really heavy up here. But we're going to be using that same kind of motion. Alright. Now that I've done that, we're going to use the black. We're going to use the black. So, let's see, which black do I want to use? Even though I have a few different blacks, I want to make sure that I'm using one that really fits. That's what we want. We want it to fit. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up a brand new Apple Barrel Black. If I can. They really put these seals on well. Oh my goodness. Alright. There we go. Our brand new, wonderful black. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to pop this in. I know, it's funny. I completely did not get that right. But now we have this wonderful Apple Barrel Black, and we've added that to our palette. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my number. Okay, so I believe this is a number 8 fan brush. Number 8 fan brush. You can see that. It's wonderful. Let's just go ahead. Play with that end for a second. This is a number 8 fan brush. So we're going to get that number 8 fan brush. There we go. So, number 8 fan brush. We're going to grab some of this wonderful Apple Barrel Black. I'm going to get really close right here. I want to get this on the tip here. And what I'm going to do, so I'm going to come back into here where we'd already done those back and forth lines. I'm going to do some more. But now it's just going to go one direction. I'm going to also kind of go horizontal there. Some more diagonals. A couple more diagonals over top of where we had our gray beforehand. Now that I have that on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab once more this wonderful sponge brush, and I'm just going to get really hard in here, and I'm going to break that up. I'm going to really smooth it out somewhat. Once we've done that, now that we have that on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another number 2 flat brush, this little number 2 flat brush. I'm going to take a little bit of our black, a little bit of our blue, and make something in between really quick. So we're going to mix our cerulean blue with just a tiny bit of black, mix that up really nice with our number 2 brush here. Going to give us a slightly gray blue, And then I'm going to go ahead. And now I'm really going to just kind of not, I don't want it to be a nice, distinct color here, right? And then really just nice, hard back and forth lines. A little bit more black. Some of these lines there. There we go. I like that. I like that a great deal. Now that that is there, I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to grab a number 8 filbert brush really quick. Get that tip just a little wet. And I'm just going to pull up, pull up, pull up, and quickly pull down. Pull up, pull down. Pull up, pull down. Yes, it is happy painting. It's very happy painting. Thank you for joining us tonight. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead. I want to take a little bit more of that cerulean blue just on its own. Just a little bit. We're going to use the same filbert brush we just did. And just going to go ahead. Drag that horizon down. And again, I'm going to be a little rough with the brush, But I want to go ahead and just kind of get that around there. Since we have the black, and we still are right here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get some more black in here. But I'm going to go ahead again, and we're going to be a little rough. We're going to use these dragging motions. And break that up right there, break that up right there. Alright, now we have something going on here. Something interesting. I like it. I like it. Hopefully you do too. But there's something I want to fix really quick. So I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to take some more of that bright yellow, and we're just going to go ahead and get some more of that up here. And then just drag it down. Drag it down right there over some of that blue. And then up just a little bit. There we go. We got something very interesting going on here. Still so much to do, so many places we can go. I'm going to lean back slightly so you can see it from every angle, or at least every available angle. Hopefully that helps a little bit. This is where we are right now. Look at, we still have so much that we can do, so many other options, so many other choices. But I'm enjoying this. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much. Happy to have you here with us. So, again, we have a lot of options from here. So we can pick another color, another random color. We can get a color that we already have. We can really have some fun here, see what could occur. But you know, I'm always open to suggestions, concepts, ideas, whatever it might be. We can make the black starker. We can bring out other things. feel free to throw out a suggestion, or I will grab another color, a random color, something that might work. We'll find out together. But of course, this is, and always will be, I like that, birds in the sky. It's always an option. We might consider it. We're going to consider it. But if you have any color suggestions, please do let me know. I know I'm having a lot of fun here. I'm having a lot of fun. And I hope you are too. Gives me a chance to have another little sip here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Orange. Alright, orange. We can add some orange. Now I already have one orange on here, and that orange is a jack-o'-lantern orange. Yes, there is orange underneath all of this. And there's nothing that says that we can't put orange on more. Red. Okay, we're going to go with red. Because that's new. That's fun. So what I have here is a flag red. Flag red's a little bit, I'd say bold. It's kind of a bold red. It's wonderful, bold flag red. And it's a 21469E. 21469E, that is the color code. This is another Apple Barrel. And again, I can't recommend Apple Barrel enough. They are an absolutely wonderful product. And if you do a lot of abstract painting, it's a great choice. If you're dabbling in painting, it's a great choice. Or if you would like an economical choice to get a lot of different paints, Apple Barrel is also a wonderful choice. Okay, I've got that red. Where will I put it? We have so many choices. So many choices. I'm going to have to wash my hands pretty good when I'm done. Okay. I managed to get a lot more paint on myself tonight than normal. I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to take this round brush. It's a pretty hefty sized round brush too. And this one is a very stiff round brush. But I'm going to use this round brush here, and we're going to add a little bit of red. Just want to get a tiny bit in here. And let me take some of that off. I don't want too much on the tip of this. First, we're going to add some red accent. I'm going to start with some red accent with these kind of haphazard strokes here up top. And a couple dry brush strokes there. A little bit more. We're going to get some heavy red up here, right where this deep violet is kind of on the top. I'm going to go with some heavy red right up along the edge of that. A little bit more over here. But while we have this in hand, and we just added that red accent up at top, what I'm actually going to do is going to use kind of these pulling movements here. And I'm going to go down to the base, right to the base. I'm going to start adding some of that red down here. Maybe they're rushes, maybe they're grasses, maybe they're reeds. You don't know. You don't know. there. I'm actually going to get a little bit of the orange really quick. I'm going to put that right there. I'll put some of that further up. Again, with these kind of pulling fast strokes. And then I'm going to get some more of this red. Go right next to it. We don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add some of that down here. Because I think this is going to look nice. I think this is going to look really nice. We're going to get the red and we're going to put it right over top of that. And that's going to start to put something in our foreground. But now that I have that there, before I have the chance to move forward, I'm actually going to go ahead, I'm going to grab the other round brush that's on hand right now. I'm going to take some more of this gray that I had earlier, and I'm just going to get that in there too. I want to break it up. Just break it up a bit. I think that's good. We've just broken that up a little bit. So we have this wonderful red in the foreground and this wonderful set of red accents up top. Depending on your viewpoint and the glare on this, you'll be able to see it better in some light better than others. But we got a lot going on now. We have a whole lot of visual interest and so many different things occurring here. I really enjoy it. We definitely can do a lot more. We can do a lot more from here. But this could be so many different things, so many different places, so many different experiences in life right now. But we have reds up here. We have reds down here. We have all this blue, this yellow, slight green that was created when some of it was mixed. And then this wonderful violet and yellows and all this different activity going on. So much actually is happening here. I love it. It's great. So we can go ahead, we can get a different color, or we can play around. We can play around from here. And there are a lot of different ways to play with this from here. And there's a lot of different ways to kind of, I don't know, examine what's happening. How shall we explore our space? How shall we get into it further, deeper? It is getting very hot in the studio, so I apologize if I am also starting to become very shiny. Very shiny. One of the nice things, though, about this heat is it's actually allowing this paint to set really fast, a lot faster than it normally does, which is getting us a really interesting result. Very interesting result. What do you think? What do you think? Should we get a different color? Or should I just go ahead, grab something, and just follow along with what's happening? Grab something. Alrighty. So let's go ahead. We're going to see what feels right. Okay. Well, we're about to add a little bit of green in here, but I'm not just going to go straight green. This is just a crafter's green. It's very standard. Not not difficult to get. This crafter's green. You can pick it up just about any Dollar General, actually. So this is really good. But I don't just want that. So we're going to get that crafter's green. I'm going to grab a number 4 angle brush. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take a tiny bit of black, put that right there. Take some of that green, get that there. So I want a dark green. So I've just mixed a little bit of that black with some green, this crafter green. It's going to get us something kind of dark. Now that I have that on the angle brush, I'm actually just going to go ahead. First, I'm going to add something way up there, way up on that edge. Now that I have that, we're going to get some more in here. Get that right out of the way. Grab this number 8 flat brush. Has some stray bristles on it. Number 8 flat brush. Getting that right in my black. And add that in right there. A little more. Let's widen that out, or widen that. Make these sparse, wonderful little limbs. And go back with a number 8 again. Get just the smallest amount of gray there. Kind of go back over some of the things we've already done. That black. Just adding some more right there. After I grab that, we have all this activity going on here, all this wonderful look. I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm just going to add to that side a little bit. Add a little bit of green there. And come back in with the black right there. Got all sorts of stuff happening here now. Look at all that. We have this wonderful leafless tree, which I actually kind of think is beautiful in itself. But we're not quite done yet, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab a number 2 round brush, and this is really small, so I'm going to get that as close to this one camera as I can show. This is a number 2 round brush. It is really small. Really small. Alright, so that's the number 2 round brush. And then I just need a little bit, just a little bit. Now we have this wonderful kind of broken up tree. Didn't know where today was going to take us. Now we're starting to see. We have this wonderful leafless tree by the river. At least that's what I think this might be right here, is a little river. Could be anything though. Where are you? What do you see? I'm trying not to put too much thought into exactly where this is, more than I'm trying to see what happens. So do forgive. I don't want to put anything in your mind that wasn't already there. What I will do, just real quick, I need just the tiniest bit of yellow again. I'm using that bright yellow once more. I'm going to use this number 2 round brush, and I'm actually going to clean up a couple of spots. And then also just add some more of that yellow shine as we go. Spreading it out kind of. We can't just have the yellow. We need to have a little bit more blue. So you can see where you are. Maybe just have an idea of where you could be. like that looks. But really quick, just take this palette knife here. Take some of that excess off. There's just a little bit too much. Get rid of a little bit of it. This is the kind of piece where I actually feel like I could, I don't know, I could paint on this for a long time. But right now, just looking at what we have, just looking at what's here, there's a lot of magic in what's been created. And of course, with the 3 different views, you're going to see how it looks in the lighting from 3 different angles. I'm so glad that it is a great feeling, isn't it? I feel like I could be sitting right here, or maybe right over here. Just be sitting down right there, and then just really enjoying where I am and taking in what's around me. When we come together like this, when I paint, not just for you, but also very much for myself, for my joy, for the joy and the wonder of creativity, we can end up in so many places. And it's never certain exactly where we'll be. What is certain, what is most fantastically certain, is that we'll have the benefit of getting to end up there together. I think that this is beautiful, and it might be, in a lot of ways, very simple, very quick, but it has a great deal of depth, and there's such a symphony of different colors and levels and layers to this piece. So very glad that you joined me here tonight. Of course, I will be sharing one more time, in case you're just joining, a link to my website and my digital gallery. I believe this piece is going to end up in the gallery. I like it a very, very good deal. And I will make it available not only as the original artwork, but also as a print. So keep your eyes open for that. But if you go to my website and gallery, the digital gallery holds a great number of my original artworks, from canvas board works like this to very large 3-foot by 4-foot wood panel paintings, stretched canvas paintings, and a number of different charcoal pieces. And a lot of them are available as art prints, which you can get as a fine art print. And I'm having fun creating those as well, and finding different ways to share my art with all of you. Art most certainly should be for everyone in any way and whatever way that you can get it. Whether it's joining me for one of these live painting streams, whether it's going to a local gallery or checking out some local event around you, going to a museum, picking up artworks from indie artists like myself and so many other people online. I cannot encourage enough supporting the arts and getting involved in the arts yourself. And I very much encourage you to do that. But we only have a few minutes left today, and then we are off. So if anyone would like to go ahead, say anything in the comments, share interesting thoughts or feelings or anything you might have to say about art, about this live stream, or have any questions about anything coming up, feel free to throw it out. I'll be with you for another couple of minutes. I'm going to have a little sip here. And then we're going to wrap everything up. I'm going to wish you all a marvelous weekend. I'm also going to circle back really quick and say, I know that I was asked to add some birds to the sky. I'm sure they would actually look awesome, but you know what? I think if I did that, it might be too much. Who knows? I'm glad that it's been super fun, and yeah, painting is just so much good, so much fun, and I'm glad that this is another favorite. Thank you for being here. All right, everyone. Well, I am going to go ahead and wish you all a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Thank you for being here for your Saturday art night. But I'm going to wish you well. Again, I'm going to say thank you for being here. Take care. Be excellent. And I will see you all again real soon, okay? And thanks for being here for this. Bye, everybody.